We good?
Yep.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, 7 practices in. How do you think things are progressing so far?
Well, I think number one, it's a great competitive spirit by the guys. I think that's been awesome to see since the first practice all the way through. The guys are getting after it, competing hard. We're throwing a ton of different scenarios at them. Just like today with the finish drill, was a scenario where the offense needed to score 3 to win the game. You end up having to run the clock down. We end up getting it, kicking the field goal. We knocked it down, and with the 2s, the 1 defense got off the field. So we're throwing a lot of stuff at them, which I think is great. We still got a ton of work to do. I think just assignment, alignment, but the effort's there, and that's the main thing for us coaches is we're getting great effort out of the players.
You talked when you started that you didn't necessarily have first team, second team. You kind of had groups.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're figuring out maybe the depth chart a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's certain guys in certain positions that have moved forward with that, and so kind of solidified themselves as starters. But we still hadn't named any guys like that. I mean, we're letting these guys compete. We're throwing them in some different scenarios and situations where guys usually will work with the first group. We're putting them with the second. Let's see how you react. Do you get mad? Do you pout? Or you keep get better and you come back up with the first group? I mean, so I think that's some things we're testing guys in that way. But there's some certain guys that we know are going to be our guys and having some great camp. I think Pace has had a great 7 practices. He's really asserted himself as a leader on defense. I think that's good to see. And Corleone and Briggs have solidified up front. I mean, they're two grown men, and they're hard to move. I mean, they're doing some great things. So I think that's been good to see. I think there's a few other positions. I think defense has been ahead of the offense these 7 practices for sure. They've done a really nice job of learning the defense quickly and being able to make some plays. So that's been good to see on that side.
It looks like Briggs outside a little bit. Is that just to get him and Dante
together,
or you like him out there?
No, I think he's versatile enough. It gives you some size to be able to get some pushback out on the edge. He's been really good with that. He's comfortable with that, but he also can play inside and play that nose. But it gets both of those guys on the field at the same time. There's certain packages where you're going to get a little bit more speed out there, but I think with him, his versatility to be able to play inside, outside, it shows that to be able to get that knockback. And anytime those guys are in the backfield, they're causing problems for the offense.
Jordan Young has been really good on the outside so far.
Mm-hmm.
What does having kind of a shutdown corner like that do to change things?
Yeah, Jordan's been good outside. He's a physical player, got some good size as a corner that can move well. If you can lock down one side, it enables you to do a lot of things throughout the rest of the field. We're bringing pressures, rotating safeties, linebackers, those type things. So I think he's done well. He's continuing to get better every single practice. I think that's been impressive to see. As several of those guys in the secondary, I think we played maybe more man than I'm kind of used to. I think, but our guys have been able to hold up and be able to do that, so which is good. So you can switch it up with the zone, the man. I think that we want to be certainly a multiple defense.
DJ Taylor's spent some time at corner, at nickel, at safety. Is his versatility important?
Yeah, he's really shown a lot, I think, in these first 7 practices. I think the first 3 or 4, he's coming away with interceptions. Had another one today. He's got great speed. Is the one thing that he puts back there is outstanding speed, but he's also shown the ability to come up and fit in the box and make tackles, and I think that's been impressive to see as well. So I think he creates a lot of value because he can play both safety spots, whether you're spinning him down or you're letting it be that windshield wiper back there in a cover 3 look. He's shown some great versatility, but he also has shown some stuff in the return game. I think he'll be an asset in the kickoff return game for us as well.
So you see him at safety?
I think so. He'll be more so at safety, and maybe even at a nickel type position as well.
You might not want to say, but have you seen any separation in the quarterbacks?
I think we're really throwing a lot at those quarterbacks, and that's one position that we're really kind of rotated with the 1s, the 2s, and kind of letting them get a little bit of. All of them gotten reps with the 1s as well as the 2s. There haven't been. Any kind of particular order that those guys have been going in. Ben actually got the most work that he's gotten all spring today. Did some good things, particularly in the finish drill. Hit a nice ball down the sideline there. Ben was able to throw in the pro day. He did a great job in that as well. So, he's getting better and better, and you know, we finally starting to clear him up a little bit so he can get out here and get some reps. So that's been good to see. Emory's had a really good 6 or 7 days, I think, as well. You know, Lichtenberg's done well. Drogosh is learning a lot. Shows great potential. So yeah, it's been fun to watch the quarterbacks battle it out.
Shimon working with the receivers now. What prompted that move?
Yeah, I think, you know, certainly he gives us some versatility with him. If he's able to stay on the field and play out wide, he's a tough target. I mean, he's a big human being out there that has great hands. I think some of that is the fact that he's not fully cleared to go. So not mixing it up inside in the box. So let's let him run some routes out here. What he can do, he's cleared for that. Enables him to be able to do that. And also, we're a little thin at wide out. You know, so I think that for us coaches, it gives us a chance to evaluate him out there and how much we'll be able to utilize him in the pass game, which I think he certainly has the ability to do that.
You mentioned the wide receiver room. Leslie Endo is starting to stand out here through the first few weeks of spring ball. What have you been able to see from him here?
Yeah, Leslie, I mean, he's been very consistent there in the slot. You know, he's still a young player, you know, but you know, him and Barry both have really, in the slot, there are two guys that's getting most of the reps just out of necessity. And I think that's where one spot where we certainly want to be able to add to our football team as we look throughout after the spring. We get into that era of the portal when April, May hits. You know, we just need more depth right there. So those two guys, you know, have gotten a ton of reps in there, and they've done well. As you go back and chart reps, Leslie, he's probably gotten as much as any of the wide receivers. You know, so he's got a lot of reps out there, which is good for him. Good to see what he can do.
Neil said if you need him, he'll suit up in the slot.
We may need that.
There was some scuffling out there with, I think Cam was involved.
Yeah.
Trevor, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's
something you're all right
scrap.
with?
I mean, you know, these guys are competing. You're leaning and hitting each other, you know, every play. And I'm quite honestly, I'm surprised we hadn't had more of that. You know, we've only had a couple, you know, throughout the 7 practices. But we talk about it when we're out here on the field. We don't want to waste time doing stuff like that. I get it. Sometimes it gets a little chippy. You know, those things are going to happen. But the guys have done a good job with just playing ball and not really necessarily involved in much of the after the whistle type stuff. So it's going to happen every now and again. Hey, let's move forward, and as long as nobody gets hurt, we're fine.
Offensive line, have you liked what you've seen so far?
Yeah.
I know that D-line is tough. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think the first unit has done a very good job for us. You know, we got to create more depth. The second unit's not where it needs to be. You know, and I think you go across the country, I think it's hard to get you know enough linemen to have two solid groups there. But I think, you know, we got to continue to work there. We got to continue to get better, and we're not where we need to be there with depth-wise. I think we'll be solid, you know, probably 6, 7 guys, but we got to continue to get more depth.
You've done some tackling.
Yeah.
How tough is it? The run game's really important to your offense. How
Yeah.
tough is the gauge when you're maybe not going full wide?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Like today. I mean, because the defense thinks if they touch them with one hand, they're down right there, you know, and the offense knows that's not, you know, the case. And so, fortunately, Friday's going to be a full practice day so we can go live again. So it's part of it. You're getting great work. You're protecting your guys by not going all the way to the ground. I get that as well. But I think our guys would prefer to go live because they want to be able to see can he make a tackle? Can I break the tackle? And which is such an integral part of football. And so you know, Friday we're here. We'll go live and we'll get to see if the guys can tackle.
We'll go one more for Coach. We good?
We're good.
Thank you,
Thank you guys.